Welcome to Pinnacle's NFL Best Bets for Week 4. I'm Anthony Bruno, joined by Scott Cullen. On behalf of Pinnacle, we are going to go through our favorite plays on the Week 4 slate, and hopefully we can keep the momentum going because we were on fire in Week 3. We went 4-1 with our best bets. So, Scott, I'm throwing it over to you. Let's not waste any time. What is your first best bet on the Week 4 slate?
Well, my first best bet is the under on the Monday night game between the Seattle Seahawks and the Detroit Lions. And it's not that these teams don't have capable offenses. The quarterback play between Geno Smith and Jared Goff is totally fine, but both teams have established already that they're very strong defensively, and none of their games have been particularly high scoring. And so this game opened with the total at 47. And I really liked it to go under 47. It has now dropped to 45.5. I still like it to go under 45.5. And I don't think that that's any kind of reach. I think basically these two teams, their defenses have been better than their offenses thus far, and that's going to keep this game low scoring. That's sort of the same rationale we used last week to take the Chargers and Steelers, and so we'll try it again.
No, I like it. And especially this Lions team. Like last year, they were throwing the ball a lot more, but I think they've realized that they should just run the ball because they basically have the best offensive line in football and a great 1-2 punch at running back. So I like this game to go under as well. So for my first best bet, Scott, I am rolling with a play that many people might call a square play, but I don't really care. I'm going to be taking the Pittsburgh Steelers on the money line on the road against the Colts. I know that all of the sharp money is probably going to come in on the Colts, and that's fine. And here's the thing, like people are saying that the Steelers haven't played anybody yet, but what makes you think they're actually playing someone this week? I mean, they're going up against Anthony Richardson, who has completed 49% of his passes this year, thrown 6 interceptions. It has been a completely boomer bust offense. And now they have to go up against the number 1 defense in football. So the Steelers, they're obviously 3-0. They're 3-0 against the spread to start the season. They've given up 10 points or less in all 3 games. But they lead the league in EPA per play on defense. They're first in rush EPA. They've been allowing only 71 yards per game on the ground. And that's what I look at here. Like last week against the Bears, the Colts were able to get Jonathan Taylor going. If they can't get him going against this Steelers rush defense, that is obviously going to put a lot more pressure on Anthony Richardson. And I just have absolutely no faith in him to win a football game against this defense. So I am rolling with the Steelers here. And the Colts also on defense, they've been giving up nearly 400 yards per game. So I think the Steelers, even though their offense hasn't looked great this year, they should be able to move the ball and get into the end zone. So give me the Steelers on the money line.
Yeah, and here's the thing, Anthony. I can't complain about that pick at all because it leads right into my next best bet. I'm taking Anthony Richardson over a half interception at minus 121. I cannot believe that price is that reasonable for an Anthony Richardson interception. Steelers defense is 4th in defensive DVOA this year. And as you've said, they've dominated basically every defensive metric so far. And Richardson, well, he's such a boomer bust player, right? He had 3 passes of 50 yards or more in the opening week, but he's also thrown 6 interceptions in 3 games. And so I cannot fathom that he's going to go against this Steelers defense, and this is the game that he's not going to throw an interception. So I support your decision to take the Steelers, and I think Anthony Richardson is going to throw an interception.
No, I love it, Scott. Some nice correlation here with our picks. Like TJ Watt.
I think that's the first time we've correlated in that way.
I think so. I think it's the first time all season. I was just going to say TJ Watt must just be dying to get on the field on Sunday. Like he is just going to be absolutely ready to tee off on Anthony Richardson. Listen, Richardson is a phenomenal athlete. I'm sure he's going to get his runs in. They might pop a couple big plays here and there, but I just have no faith in that guy to protect the football against this Steelers defense. All right.
Yeah, that's where I am.
Well, I will end things off then with my my next best bet, and it is also a player prop, and it is Mike Evans to score a touchdown against the Philadelphia Eagles. So right now, Pinnacle actually has the best price on a Mike Evans anytime touchdown at plus 163. I also don't mind taking his receiving yards prop over 61.5 at minus 110. I just think it's a great bounce back spot for Evans, who's coming off his worst game of the season last week. He had 2 catches for 17 yards against the Broncos. He went up against Broncos stud corner Patrick Surtain, who's been unbelievable this season. He has now held Mike Evans, DK Metcalf, and George Pickens all to 3 catches or less and all under 30 yards. So It was a rough spot for Evans last week, but listen, he still leads the Bucs in red zone targets. He scored 2 touchdowns in week 1. He scored 13 touchdowns last season, and he now faces an Eagles team that hasn't been able to generate a lot of pressure this season. They have the 6th worst pressure rate in the league through 3 weeks. They've given up 9 pass plays of 20-plus yards. They've given up 5 passing touchdowns through 3 weeks. Only 4 teams have given up more. And then even if you want to look at EPA per play, the Eagles defense ranks 23rd in the league. I think it's a great bounce back spot for Mike Evans. He can catch a long touchdown. He can catch a fade inside the 5-yard line. I think Baker Mayfield is going to go back to his guy this week after he only had 2 catches last week against Denver.
Yeah, I think, you know what, it's a great idea when it's a tried and true number 1 receiver coming off a down game, because it very rarely happens that they go back to back. And having said that, who knows what happens this week, but I would expect Evans to be a bigger part of that Bucs offense, and he gets the benefit of the Eagles don't have a shutdown corner at the level of Surtain, and so I think great opportunity for Evans on both your suggestions there, whether he hit the yardage total or the touchdown, and I think the touchdown is a good pick by you.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about our plays this week, Scott. Let's keep this going, because we had kind of a rough week 2. We bounced back big time in week 3. Let's keep the momentum going this week in week 4. But that is going to do it for our week 4 best bets. And like I say every week, listen, whether you're betting on main markets, player props, any market you're looking at on the NFL slate, chances are Pinnacle is going to have the best odds in the industry across, honestly, a lot of different plays. So you got to go check out Pinnacle Sportsbook. Go check out the NFL Week 4 slate and get the best odds and play where the best players bet. So for Scott Cullen, I'm Anthony Bruno. Good luck in Week 4, and remember to bet smart and bet Pinnacle.